Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Unlock a Strange Power. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was given a second chance and enjoy that over on Anime King guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So without further ado, would you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, the group made their way back after the mission, as Danzo wanted to know what happened to Sai, as Naruto killed him, as Naruto threw Danzo out of the office after Snad told him to leave. After all, the Hokage did tell him to leave, as Naruto also released Yukimaru and Guren, as they had a long talk, as Naruto was willing to let them stay at the compound, as Yukimaru wanted to be a ninja, as Team Konohamaru came in the office, as the four kids bonded with Yukimaru, and they became friends quite quickly. It was strange, well, they were kids after all, as Goron was happy that Yukimaru was making friends his own age group. Sometime after that, Naruto was trained as he was practicing, as he was developing the next form of the Rasengan to complete it, as Naruto also found a sealed array from his father, which he ended up setting over the entire village at night, when the masked man arrived, as he was acting rather dumb, as he told Naruto that soon that he would be targeted, as Naruto simply acted like he didn't know anything. The masked man then went away. The next day, as Naruto head out, as he ended up protecting Asuma and his team against Kakazo and Hidan, but the both of them had to retreat as they got a call, leaving, as the group made up a plan, so when they find them, the next way to get to them, as Shikamaru had gotten all the information and seen what Hidan could do. So for the remaining time, Naruto spent some time with the girls, Anko, Kurenai, and Ayam. As they had a good bonding moment, they could see that Naruto was still invested in this Samui girl, as he just wanted to find her and be with her, and they were with him 100% because that kind of love does seem to die out, because even from a young age coming up, he was still in love with that girl. Whatever they met and whatever they talk about, it just stick with the both of them, and yes, the both of them wanted to find each other. Some time passed as Naruto was given the mission along with Team Asuma, but Asuma wasn't there and Kakashi was there as well. As Naruto really hated Kakashi, the both of them didn't like each other at all, as Kakashi was late so they headed off without him as they made their way. Kakashi was reading his book so Naruto decided to burn it, as Kakashi crushed the vial that they were going to use, as Naruto activated his Mangekyou and Kakashi collapsed 3 seconds later unconscious, as Naruto sealed his body away in stasis. So with that, they headed off and met up with the two Akatsuki members, as Hidan was goaded by the others, so Kakazu was the last one remaining behind, as Naruto was going to take him on. So yeah guys, so it's basically last where we left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? He is my friend. He's just a dumbass I got stuck with. Now enough talk. I'm taking your heart to replace the one you got rid of, said Kakazu, as the three masks, along with himself, attack. As Naruto's sharingan is activated as he dodged a fist and a fire blast in the fire mask, as everything that was sent towards Naruto was completely dodged, as Naruto is currently in Ultra Instinct, his body moving on its own, as Kakazu could not keep up. Without his earth mask, Naruto started to lash out at him, as he started to take hard damage because he couldn't harden his skin. Damn it, I need to fight at long range. Whatever he's doing, I can't even get a single hit on him, said Kakazu. Kakazu then clutched his chest as he collapsed to his knees. What the hell? He said. as his heart got destroyed. How did he destroy another heart? He didn't even touch me. A smirk came on Naruto's face. He looked towards where Hidan went off to. Good job, guys. Now, to finish this. As a loud scream could be heard that sounded like Hidan. What was that, said Kakazu. That would be your partner dying, said Naruto. We purify his soul, disconnecting him from whatever made him immortal. And now, they're killing him, said Naruto. That's impossible. No technique like that should even exist. Damn it, said Kakazu. He thought to himself. It's gonna be 4-1 very soon. And not to mention Jinchuriki was already incredibly tough, he thought to himself. As Team 10 appeared in the clearing. As Shikamaru flicked the ring towards Naruto as he caught it. As they noticed that Ino looked rather sick, Shikamaru and Choji must have made her finish Hidan off for her first kill, Naruto thought. As Shikamaru nodded towards him. Seems that the both of them were thinking the same thing. Just then, Kakazu called back his other mask. As his body started to change and transform as threads came out of his mouth. As the other two masks came from the both sides of his face. I thought he was ugly before, but this is just hideous, said Ino. Do you need any help, Naruto? Asked Choji. No, but you guys might want to get back, said Naruto. They all nodded and moved back as Naruto created a clone. As he created a Rasengan, the clone started to channel wind chakra into it. As the thing started to spin, the 4 spinning blades all around it. Kakazu decided to stop Naruto from whatever he was doing. As he jumped and glided straight over towards Naruto, he sent dozens of threads, but all of them went right through Naruto. I didn't even see him move, were the thoughts of everyone who saw that. As Kakazu heard a voice behind him, wind style, Rasengan Shuriken. As he turned his head and saw the jutsu flying towards him with incredible speed. He had no time as the jutsu grind into his back and sent his body sailing. As the jutsu then exploded. As the thing was destroying his chakra network and destroyed his 2 remaining masks. After the jutsu ended, Kakazu's body fell as he collapsed right into the crater that jutsu created. Kakazu coughed up blood. I can't believe it. I survived a fight with Senju Hoshirama and I was defeated by a child, he said. Don't you know the next generation always surpassed the previous generation? Besides, you only survived that fight with Hoshirama because you ran away and you had to steal a kinjutsu from Taki to survive. As Naruto created a lightning javelin and stabbed him, ending his life. As Naruto took the ring off his finger and sealed Kakazu's body away. You guys are ready to head back, Naruto asked. They all nodded. Naruto, what are you going to do about Kakashi? Asked Ino. I'm going to let Granny Snazzy deal with him, Naruto said. He won't get off easy this time. He almost put an S-rank mission in jeopardy over a goddamn book. I wouldn't be surprised if he terminated his ninja license. As Naruto could feel that same spy that came when he defeated Deidara, but he just headed off. As the person seemed pissed, they was moving very fast. Well, it seemed like they want these rings, but they didn't know who had them. As they made their way back to the village. As Naruto told Choji and Ino that him and Shikamaru can deal with this. As Shikamaru went through the door, as Naruto went through the window, he noticed the look on Tsunade's face, something was wrong. But she asked him for the report immediately. As Naruto told Tsunade everything, even about Kakashi, and how he needed to put the mission in jeopardy. Shikamaru then told her about his report when they took on Hidan. Alright, Tsunade said after hearing the reports. What happened to Kakashi? As Naruto pulled out Stasis scroll and channeled some chakras, Kakashi came out. He was late. He also nearly ruined the mission by crushing the vial because I cut up his book that he was reading instead of paying attention. If I hadn't brought that extra one, I would have to send them home and do the mission myself. Since they wouldn't have a plan of attack, Naruto said. As Tsunade looked at Shikamaru. It is true, Shikamaru said. As Tsunade woke Kakashi up. The moment he woke up, I've had enough of your behavior, she said. As she waved her hand as her envoys appear. You are hereby stripped of your shinobi license. Your sharingan will be removed. And I'm going to send you to blood prison for 7 years, she said. Shikamaru, you're dismissed, she said. Shikamaru nodded. That was harsh. Well, he did nearly jeopardize the mission. Take him away, Anvu, said Tsunade, as he was taken away. Once everyone was gone, Tsunade started to cry. Granny, what happened? Said Naruto. As she looked up, Jiraiya found out the location of the Akatsuki base. He said that he was going to find out the information on the leader. I tried to talk him out of it, but he wouldn't listen. He made me bet him that if he survived, we would get married, knowing my luck, so I did. And he headed there by himself. Does he still have my kunai on him? Said Naruto. Yes, I made him promise if he was in trouble, he would use it. Knowing him, how stubborn he is, he wouldn't use it, he would try to prove himself. So I secretly place a slug on him to activate it, if anything. Okay, I know that your slug might activate it, however, if you go into sage mode, the toads will be there as well, so they might activate it because they know what it is. So if I were you, I would get ready for a wedding, said Naruto. The mission should take him about 3 weeks to complete. I will set up an emergency station just in case, she said. Okay, and when he survives, the leader will come here looking for me, said Naruto. He's been planning on it anyways. So you should get all the civilians in the bunker. But this is a bad time. I'm supposed to meet up with the fox and dragons for training. Foxes are going to teach me their taijutsu style, and the dragons are going to teach me their sage mode. How long will you be gone and when do you leave, she asks. I was supposed to leave in 2 weeks. Well then, I guess no mission for you for next 2 weeks, she said. If I'm gone and the leader attacks, please take care of yourself, said Naruto. I will, she said, but I'll also fight for my village. I wouldn't be much of a Hokage if I didn't fight for my village after all. As Naruto nodded, time skip, 2 weeks later, Tsunade hasn't heard anything from Jiraiya or the slug. So here she was in the office with Naruto as the both of them were talking. As Tsunade was worried, even though she knew what showed on her face. When Naruto suddenly went silent, get the medical ear ready, he said. And then suddenly he flashed away. Shizune, she yelled. As Naruto arrived and quickly took in the situation, he saw Jiraiya. He was missing an arm but the toad found it. It looked like a clean cut, so Tsunade should be able to reattach it. But it looked like Jiraiya's throat was crushed as well, because he was barely able to talk. As Jiraiya pointed for Naruto to look up as Naruto did, and saw the person who he was fighting. Well, people, you have made my job a lot easier, Kyuubi Jinchuriki, by coming to me. Tendo Pain says he looked down at Naruto. I take it that you're Pain, said Naruto, as he narrowed his eyes all around. But you don't look like all that much, and from the chakra I'm feeling, you feel like a puppet. But this is not the time we fight. After all, I have to make sure that Perfect Stage is okay, said Naruto, as he placed a hand on Jiraiya. All of the pains then descended down towards him, but Naruto simply vanished. We will meet again, Jinchuriki, and when we do, you shall know pain, said Tendo. Naruto arrived back in the office, as Tsunade had everything set up, as he placed Jiraiya on the table. As Tsunade and Shizune start to do their job, as he gave them room to work as he stepped outside, sitting down. It took 7 hours as Shizune came out, stumbling. As Naruto caught her, she seemed very exhausted. Thank you, Naruto, she said. You can go in now, she said. He's gonna make a full recovery. You should go home and get some rest. I'll let Granny Tsunade know. But she was already asleep as he was holding her up, so he created a clone to take her home. As he entered the office and saw the same green toad from earlier, and Tsunade was also sitting near. As she was looking at Jiraiya, Granny Tsunade, I had a clone take Shizune home. She's very exhausted, said Naruto. That's fine, Naruto. As Tsunade smiled, happy that Jiraiya was okay. I guess I should pick out a wedding dress now, huh, she said. Yeah, I guess you should, said Naruto. Look at it this way. Maybe your gambling won't suck so much now, because you actually won one time. She slapped him. Shut up, she said. Oh, by the way, this Fukasaku, he has something to tell you. Oh, what's up, old geezer frog, said Naruto, as Tsunade punched him right in the wall. Show some respect. He's one of the elders of the Toad clan, she said. It's alright, Tsunade, said the Toad. I can give you some of the information we got on the pains that we fought. As Naruto got up, any information will be well needed, he said. As he was told everything that Jiraiya and the Toads find out. Coming back in one piece was a really good thing because they found out everything that the paths could do and their abilities. Well, except for the part that Naruto told them. Yeah, the real one is not amongst them, he said. I could sense it as soon as I got there. Someone was sending chakra to the rods on their bodies to keep them using. The controller would need to be high enough to properly control them and send chakra, and close enough to keep them moving. Yes, he already knew that part, and they already know about most of the Pain's abilities. Time skip as Naruto was gathered up with everyone. So, how's everybody doing, said Naruto, as Hinata was the first one to speak. Well, I began my train to take over the Hyuga clan, she said. And also, I've chosen Neji as my right hand. Neji was shocked because he didn't know that. I thought your clan had elders instead of 2 people in the clan, said Ino. They did, but once Naruto got rid of the cage bird seal, my father was able to run the clan how he wanted to. He never liked the idea of having slaves in his clan, but the tradition was hard to get rid of due to the seal, she said. Well, my dad is training me to take over his position in the IT department, said Ino. Well, Uncle has chosen me to be the next person for her job after she retires. I mean, think about it. I can torture people and then go home, and me and Lee can pound our flames of youth together. It's pretty sweet, said Teiwaya. Never say that again, said Naruto. Well, I have decided to open up a weapon shop in Konoha. Hire some workers. So after I retire, I can have a backup plan. I found a building in the red light district that would be perfect. However, the people said that I would need to talk to the owner of the building if I was serious about renting the building. Apparently one guy owned like 6 or 7 building properties and was working on getting more land. Whoever that is must be loaded, said Tenten. Loaded, you say? I wonder who it is, said Sakura. Anyways, Tenten, so why haven't you talked to the owner yet, said Naruto. I don't know where to find him. They said only a few people know who own all of those blocks, and it's incredibly hard to find him, she said. Well, now's your chance, Naruto said with a smile. What building is it? As everyone draw except for Kurenai drop. You own all of those buildings in the red light district? Said Tenten. Yep, I sure do. It seems like a good investment. I'm working with Snady on building a hospital over there. And I'm in the works of buying a huge block to open up another ninja academy and civilian school. So the poor kids don't have to travel across the village to go to school, said Naruto. Well, can I show you the building later this week, asked Tenten. Sorry, but I'm going to be busy for the next 2 weeks. I'm leaving on a training mission. My summons want to teach me. When do you leave? Maybe I can give you a going away gift, said Sakura, as she scooted next to him. Yeah, not gonna happen, said Naruto. But I'll leave any moment now, and Kurenai. Sorry, but you're going into the bunker in a few days with all of the civilians and Genins. Why? She asked. Because the leader of the Akatsuki is coming, and all civilians, Genins, and handicapped ninjas are going in the bunker, said Naruto. But Kurenai Sensei is not handicapped, Naruto, said Hinata. Well, actually, at the moment I am, she said. You see, I'm 5 months pregnant, she said. As everyone was surprised. As everyone is happy for her except for Sakura, who looked a bit jealous. As Kiba saw that as he leaned over and whispered something in her ears, asking if he could have a shot. As the two of them really, well, they don't really fit in right here because, yeah, they were different from everyone else. So she nodded as the both of them went off. And he wonders why they don't want him in the clan, said Neji. As Kiba has been having a lot of problem with his clan, and it seems like they were thinking about kicking him out. Yeah, I know. Did you hear that he tried to beat up a brothel worker last year? Because she wouldn't give him a discount, said Ino. He did what, said Naruto. Yeah, he did that, but he didn't know the girls knew how to fight, and he got his ass kicked. Good. I won't have any of that in the red light district, said Naruto. Why do you care about them so much, asked Ino. Because I lived in the red light district growing up, and until I returned from my training trip with Jiraiya and from the Guardian 12, they took care of me when I needed. That is why I bought the buildings that they work in, and I'm in the process of fixing them all up. I even built affordable homes for them, said Naruto. Naruto, what exactly do you own in the red light district, asked Hinata. The orphanage, the animal shelter, and 4 apartment complex. Out of all the blocks and everything I bought there, there's only 2 things I don't own, and that's the Ichiraku Ramen restaurant and the hospital. Suddenly, there was 2 poof of smoke. The entire group went outside as they saw a large 6-tailed fox and an all-black dragon. These were Scarlet and Shadow. Yo, Naruto, the dragons will begin your Senjutsu training after your training with the foxes. And the boss, an elder dragon, has decided it's time to meet you, said Shadow. As Scarlet then spoke, Lord Kurama told me to come and get you. It is time that you learn our taijutsu. That will be helpful in your Ultra Instinct form if you ever learn to attack with it like how you dodge, said Scarlet as Naruto nodded. Okay, said Naruto as he beat his finger and went through hand sign as he slammed his hand on the ground as a small green dragon appeared. Do you remember who Snady is? The dragon nodded. Okay, I need you to stay with her as a messenger in case she ever needs me to come back, said Naruto. Sure thing, Naruto, the dragon said. Wait, you can talk? Yes, the dragon said. But you always just nod, said Naruto. Oh, it's just fun. By the way, the name is Tatsu. Say yes, said Tatsu, as Tatsu flied off to find Snady. All this time, he was just messing with me, said Naruto. Well guys, I guess this is it. Stay safe, okay? I'll see you guys soon, he said. Time skip. 2 weeks later, as Naruto has been training for the past 2 weeks as he mastered the fox-style taijutsu, things just seemed to come so natural to him, and he was really good at it. The dragons were with him right now, finishing his sage training. He met the elder and boss dragons. They were relaxed, but he could tell that they were extremely powerful. The boss dragon was 700 feet tall. He had an all-white body with red eyes with black slits. Now the elder dragon was about 1,500 feet But unless it was flying, his body was always curled up. It was already a black stomach with spikes all over his back. On top of his head, he had some kind of blue gem on his head. Its eyes were gold, but no pupil. Both dragons were impressed how he was handling Senjutsu, as they were working on the final technique. In Dragon Sage mode, all of Naruto's attack power was increased tenfold, as his eyes would turn a lime green color with a black slit, and his skin would harden like a dragon, making it incredibly hard to penetrate. They were currently working on the last technique. Come on Naruto, this technique requires you to pull the heat from the sun into your body and release it like a fireball. You almost got it, you need to concentrate. You get it once and it almost becomes second nature to you. The elder dragon said, if I would have known that he would have get Senjutsu down this quick, I would have met him a long time ago. That shadow clone idea was ingenious, said the elder. However, Naruto could only use 10 clones to help him. That was a small amount compared that he could actually make at least thousands of clones. The dragon was snapped out of his thoughts and Naruto blew a huge fireball from his mouth. He could feel the heat from it. It was a heat absorbed by the sun. Good job Naruto. Now, we will have to work on how to get you into Sage mode faster. But first, why do I sense that you're anxious? Well, I'm worried about the village getting attacked and me not getting there in time. That is understood. But Tatsuya has not returned yet, so your village is safe for now. Now what is the other thing you're anxious about? Meeting Samui again, said Naruto. I was told that she was alive, and that I would meet her very soon, but I haven't even seen her yet, said Naruto, as he started to tell the dragon everything about Samui, and what he was told. Young love. But I can see that the time will come. You just have to be patient when you meet this Samui again. Now, let us continue your training. However, before Hiko showed up, as Tatsuya appeared, looking badly damaged, Naruto quickly picked the dragon up. What happened, he said. Naruto, the village was attacked about 10 minutes ago. The enemy was on his way after a week after you left. Tsunade got the warrant and wanted to summon you back, but two of the elders argued against her with that. She left the office to evacuate the civilians and everyone else, you said. When I was about to return the elder with a bandage over his eye, he surprised me. He stabbed me. It took me a few days to heal myself up. Here, I can show you what I mean. As the dragon activated again Jutsu to show Naruto what happened. As Naruto saw it, as he saw Tsunade arguing with Koharu and Danzo about his return, as Homura wanted Naruto to come back, but the other two was against it. As Danzo was left in the office after Tsunade went off. If I am going to rule the village, I can't afford for Jinchuriki to return. He will ruin all of my plans, Danzo said, as he pulled a sword from his cane and stabbed the dragon. He then went off as Tsunade came back. She helped heal up the dragon and make sure that he was fine. As Tatsuya was with Tsunade when Pain showed up, he just came in and landed right on the tower. As Naruto watched the man talk to Tsunade before going high up in the sky and extending both of his hands. Almighty push, he said. What happened next shot Naruto, the entire village was blown apart by a huge force of gravity. Tatsuya, go bring Naruto back, said Tsunade, as she saw her using up all of her chakra to heal the people in the village. As the Genjutsu ended, as Naruto stood there motionlessly. As he then turned, as he looked at the dragons. Let's go, he said. Time skip, one word could describe Konoha right now, chaos. Dead bodies were everywhere. Destroyed people had died by one man who claimed to be a god. Amongst those bodies were Shizune, who had her soul ripped out by the human path, who refused to give up Naruto's location, even though she didn't know. The second one who died was Aruka, who was stabbed by the Deva path for the same reason. Tsunade was using up all of her chakra to keep everyone alive. Pain was about to attack again when a large poof of smoke came from the crater where Konoha now stood. The entire Rookies were there. As Hinata activated her Byakugan, it's Naruto, she said. What is he doing, Sakura asked. He's here, with summons. Tsunade took off and went down there, as Naruto was currently standing on the leader of the dragons. As the elder was flying above him, as he looked down, Bob was there as well, and Shadow, who had his spikes out. As Naruto jumped down, as he saw the 6 paths of pain. So you finally come at last, and all it took was me destroying your village and killing some of your loved ones. I wonder, do you feel pain? Do you hate me? Asked Tendo. Hate you. Do you think you can just come in my village and destroy it and walk away with no problems? You claim to be a god, but you're nothing but a puppet you control from afar, said Naruto, and I'm gonna make sure Before Naruto could finish that, Nadia appeared, as she looked very worn out. Pain! I told you that I would kill you, she said. It's time I make you pay for what you did to my village. That's nice, however, I'm not here for you. As he sent the robot path towards her, after all, he's here for me, said Naruto as he crushed the robot Pain with a Rasengan. As Naruto looked up and noticed a path in the back, started channel chakra. That must be the one to bring them back. I need to take that one out first. And that was exactly what he did. All the Pains tried to keep out, but Naruto simply phased out of view as they saw after images all around them. As they tried to attack, but their attack just went right through it. As a huge explosion could be heard, as a giant Rasengan grind into the revival path, destroying him. As Naruto appeared beside Navi. No way, he just took out 2 of the enemies in 10 seconds, said Hinata. Everyone there was surprised. Yush, Naruto flames of youth are burning, brighter than the sun on a hot summer day. Guy said, Guy Sensei, I shall get my flames of youth to match Naruto, and if I cannot, I will do 10,000 push-up, and if I cannot do that, I will run 10,000 lap. And if I can't do that, he was knocked on the head by Tenten. Shut up, she said. Back to the fight, Naruto placed a medical seal on Snaddy as he summoned Scarlet and Omega Brothers. Scarlet, I need you to take Granny Snaddy away from here. You're a medical fox as well, so you can help her heal the wounded. Scarlet nodded and picked up Snaddy one of her tails and placed her on her back. Summoning Jutsu as giant rhinos, centipedes, and a giant bird appear. Alright guys, you handle the summons, Naruto said, as all of his summons nodded as they took off towards the other summons, as Naruto rushed towards the bodies, as Deva held out his hand. Almighty push! As he was sent flying back, the absorption path then grabbed him from behind, as he was absorbing Naruto chakra, so Naruto gave him it, as the path could not handle the fluctuation of Dragon Sage mode. As his body started to spiral and shake, Naruto broke free as he spun around. Rasengan in hand, he smashed it in the path's face, destroying it. The moment he did that, universal pull, as he was pulled by Tendo Pain, who pulled out a black rod and tried to stab Naruto. As he had to release his Sage mode and activate his Mangekyo Sharingan. Kamui, he said, as he went right through the man before spinning around that kick. But Tendo simply ducked under the kick, as Naruto was knocked away by the human path, as he created a clone and gave him enough chakra to stick around, as the clone jumped back. As he created another clone, as he started to build a Rasengan Shuriken. What's that, said Hinata, as the screeching sound could be heard. It's called the Rasengan Shuriken, said Naruto. Huh? What the hell are you doing here, said Teiwaya. Aren't you supposed to be fighting the enemy? I'm just a clone. He told me to hang back here, because after this fight you will be in darkness, and you will need eternal light. As Uncle, Teiwaya, and Snaddy, they understood. How bad is it, Snaddy asked. 20%. He threw it, said Hinata. I've never seen such a control over so much chakra before, she said, as Naruto threw the Rasengan Shuriken, as they all jumped away. But Naruto was expecting that. Explode, said Naruto, as the animal part was caught in the explosion. It was a fake body, so it had no chakra network, so the thing was shredded to pieces. With the animal part gone, the summons went back to the summon world. Naruto, do you require our assistance still? Or can you handle the rest on your own? Asked the elder. I can handle the rest on my own, said Naruto. Thank you for your help. You can leave now. As the summons nodded before they poofed away. As Naruto relaxed, his body became completely relaxed, as his eyes became silver. I guess he has given up, said Deva Path. Your body is so relaxed, not on tension anymore. Does that mean you've given up? Do you finally realize you cannot handle pain? A simple mortal cannot fight a god after all. You have no chance to win this. You may have caught me by surprise by taking to my other path, but that was just luck. Know that your luck has run out. My victory today is inevitable. Let's get this straight, said Naruto. I don't rely on luck. I rely on pure skill. You call yourself a god? Well then, call me the God Slayer, because I'm going to put an end to you today, right now. As he charged towards them. What is Naruto doing, to Hinata? What happened, the clone said. His body just relaxed and he just charged in. Hinata, what is the color of Naruto's eyes right now? Asked Guy. His Sharingan is activated but his eyes are silver instead of a red color. As Guy looked at Uncle, who was just smirking, as an overwhelming pressure started to be feel through the village. Guy, I think you know what's going on. Guy nodded as he moved closer, and everyone else did as well. On the way, Uncle passed Aruka's body. He wasn't moving. She froze. She slowly made her way over everyone just looking, as she turned his body over to see a hole right in his chest. She collapsed on her knees as she started to cry. She thought he was with the others, performing rescue and search. She didn't know. As tears built up in her eyes, he proposed to me a few weeks ago, she said. I was so happy my dream came true. Then a few days ago, I got the best news anyone could ever hope for. I'm pregnant. We were going to have a family. He wanted a daughter, just like me. And we were going to name her Akira, and gave her my last name, Akira Mitarashi. You guys can go on, she said as she looked down. I want to be alone. As they nodded, the Naruto clone stayed behind as he hugged her. It's gonna be alright. We're gonna still be here for you, the clone said. Thank you, Naruto. You can go with the others. I really want to be alone. Please, she said. He gave her a kiss on the head as he left, as she just stood there, unmoving. Meanwhile, Naruto reached a path so incredibly fast. They were shocked as Naruto smashed a feet right in Deva's stomach. The man was sent sailing and crashed into the wall. As the human path came down on him, he sent several jabs towards Naruto, but Naruto dodged each and every one of them as his hand became enveloped in lightning. Hammer of the lightning god, he said, as he created the lightning hammer and smashed it right into the human path and chased after him. The Deva path was still recovering from the wall. The human path tried to take on Naruto as Naruto dodged each and every strike before knocking it straight up in the air, as he then flashed up his entire body in hands. As he came behind, then drive a heel into his back. As he sent the path spiraling down, he extended his hand as a javelin. A lightning javelin was created before he thrust it with incredible speed. The thing made contact and boom, exploded in a shower of lightning down the path. As Naruto landed, he had put enough chakra in that javelin so it would explode upon contact, as the path body was destroyed. And then, there was one, said Naruto. It does not matter, I can always create new paths after I defeat you, said Tendo. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Let me ask you something. Why do all of this? Simple, I seek peace. Peace all over the world, said Pain. So you want to wage war just to cause peace? That makes no sense at all. You're contradicting yourself, said Naruto. Peace is born through war, just like how love is born from hatred. My end goal is to achieve my dream. The dream not even Jiraiya Sensei could achieve. Jiraiya Sensei? You were trained by Jiraiya? Yes, I was. He trained me and two other people for 3 years. He told us about his dream of peace through the shinobi world. It stuck with us and we all work our entire life to achieve that dream. I seek peace and justice, said Pain. You call attacking my home, destroying my village, killing my friends, peace and justice? Naruto shouted. What about my friends? What about my family? What about my village? My village suffered the same fate as yours because of your hidden leaf shinobis. It isn't fair to let you people just talk about peace and justice. I am simple, returning the favor. The Leaf Village was the one that started this after all. I'm going to be the one to finish it. I have the power of the Sage of the Sixth Path. I have the power to shape this world by any means necessary. And if I have to wage war to create it, then so be it, said Pain. Your ideals contradict each other, said Naruto. You call yourself a god earlier, and I'm keeping my word. I am a god slayer. As the both of them dashed forward, Pain was completely battered by Naruto in a taijutsu battle. Pain could not even touch him, but when he got hit, he was sent sailing by Naruto punch. Almighty push, he said, as Naruto activated his Kamui. As Pain was shot, Naruto did not move. As Naruto took that moment after the jutsu and then drop kicked the Deva path. What happened? Why didn't my jutsu work on him, Pain thought. As he slowly got back up, but the moment he did, that fist connected in his face. He managed to get his arms up in time, but he was still sent flying back. As he looked up and saw Naruto coming towards him. Universal pull, Pain says. He pulled out a black rod. As Pain extended the black rod right towards his stomach. Kamui, said Naruto as he phased right through it and kicked him away from behind. What the hell is going on, Pain says he flipped and landed. How the hell is he doing that? Damn it, Naruto said. I can only use it 2 more times before the pain in my eye become unbearable. Naruto's thoughts were interrupted when Pain sent a small black ball up in the air. Planetary devastation! Naruto had to teleport to his Harajuku Kunadidi place at the start of the fight. as Pain had to move away from his own jutsu as the things went up into a spear in the sky. But Naruto was already a distance away towards his Harishin kunai that he planted. As Pain rushed towards him once again, almighty push. Kamui, said Naruto. His eyes started to burn as they became more and more hazy. He overestimated how much time he can use the Kamui. He still don't have the full capability to fight using his Ultra Instinct. He need to keep his body calm. He need to relax. And for now, he had to take his eyes out of the equation. So the only thing he would do was close them. He closed his eyes at Hinata. Why the hell would he do that? Does he want to lose? Said Teiwaya. It must be time for the transfer, said Uncle. As she walked up towards him. You doing okay now, Uncle? Asked Natty. Yeah, I'm fine, Uncle said. I just need a moment. Anyways, his eyes are closed, which means he's probably saving whatever little eyesight he has left. He probably created that clone to guide him somewhere after the fight. Now, is his Ultra Instinct activated? Asked Uncle as she looked at Hinata. Yes, but what does that have to do with anything? He isn't in any real danger. The only problem is that he can't attack. So maybe he closed his eyes so that his body could attack, while his mind is completely clear. And not to mention his eyes must be hurting right now. Back down in the fighting area, Pain was trying his best, but nothing was hitting Naruto at all. As Hinata saw that, as she smiled, as Naruto's hands started to move. At first, he couldn't fight while in Ultra Instinct, but now his body was keeping up and moving, keeping up with the dodging. He's doing it, said Hinata. He's moving with it. As Naruto felt his body completely took over. As Naruto became faster and faster, his speed increasing, his strength increasing as well. As there was a burst of chakra that came off of him that flooded the area. As Naruto smashed his foot into Pain's gut before grabbing him by the face and running and tearing Pain's face right into the wall. Pain created a black crowd as he tried to stab Naruto, but Naruto grabbed it. His eyes still closed, he stabbed Pain with it and kicked him away. The others watching this wasn't a fight anymore. This was an ass kicking being given to the leader of the Akatsuki. As Guy stepped forward, I am a man of my word. I told Naruto 3 years ago at Chunin exams that if he ever mastered his technique, I wouldn't be the greatest Taijutsu master in Konoha anymore. That title is officially passed down towards Naruto Namikaze, he said. As that was a respectable moment, but he had thrown it. Yosh. But even though I've lost my title, my flames of youth have still burned brighter than before, and I will. He was knocked out by Tenten. Meanwhile, there was an explosion down there. As Naruto Ultra Instinct wore off, both him and Pain were on the ground. As the both of them seemed very exhausted, Naruto, more because of his self-inflicted damage. As Pain didn't really even touch him in this battle, his eyesight was going away, and not to mention his body hurt badly from him going to Ultra Instinct for that, well, doing it that perfect for the first time. He opened his eyes and everything was a blur, as he had to focus to see. As Naruto held out his hand, as Pain prepared his chakra for his final attack, as Naruto created the orb with 5 smaller Rasengan inside, with the orb being a bigger Rasengan. As Naruto got up and rushed forward, almighty push, orbiting Rasengan, said Naruto. As the almighty push made contact with Naruto Rasengan, there was an explosion as Pain was relieved. His attack would be ready in 5 seconds once more. It's over, I won. But suddenly, the 5 tiny Rasengans came out of the smoke, all charging forward as they smashed right into him and exploded. His body was thrown back violently as it crashed into the wall, no longer moving as he collapsed down. As Naruto went down on one knee, suddenly his clone appeared and caught him. I got you, boss. Thanks, Naruto said, as he released his second clone from Dragon World and his Sage Mode activated. He made his way over to Pain and took one of the black rods as he stabbed himself with it. He then snapped his head towards the left. Meanwhile, what's wrong, Nagato? Asked Konan, as she saw a shocked look on his face. He reverse shot me by using Sage Mode, said Nagato. Naruto created another clone. Tell the others what happened, and tell them to stay back. As Naruto headed off with his clone as they came upon a tree, as the clone ripped it open, as Naruto could not see, the clone had to be his eyes. The clone had to blink twice. Dude, you mean to tell me all this time we've been fighting a goddamn cripple? You're the boss? Well, this sucks. I thought the boss was gonna be an evil boss with some spikes, you know, like a leather coat or something. But you old skinny bastard, you're real the boss, a cripple? Watch your mouth, said Konan. Wow, you're quite the looker, the clone said. Huh. And judging by that tense look on your face, I would say that you haven't getting laid in a few years now. And I can just tell behind that cloak, you have it going on. So what do you say after all this is done? You and I, you know. I am 35, and I'm too old for you, said Conan. Oh, trust me, you're not. You just aged like a fine wine. You're to punch a clone and destroyed it. Goddamn clone. Sorry about that. Since they don't really feel pain, since they disperse, they get a bit perverted. I don't even know where they get it from, he said, as he got the members of Conan. He's right. You're quite the looker, he said, but not the one I'm looking for. Okay, know that whatever that was over. Are you here to kill me now like you said Nagato. At first, yes. But I want to know why. I want to know your story. Why did you do all of this? You. Sounds like a man that is very conflicted with various emotions. You said that Jiraiya was your teacher. So tell me. I want to know your story. Very well then. I shall, he said as he told Naruto everything. From when he was younger. After his tour was over, Naruto stood there. As he didn't say anything for a few seconds. As he placed his hand on his chin. Okay, so I got two things from that story. One, you are extremely easy to manipulate. And two, I really need to kill Danzo. How can you say that Nagato is easy to manipulate, said Conan? And how can you guys go along with someone that just claimed to be Madara Uchiha? Have you seen him? He acts like an idiot. Madara would never do something like that based on stories I've heard about him. He isn't even the same height or the correct body type. On top of that, he's using a jutsu to make his voice deep. The guy's a fraud. He played you and used your anger to manipulate you. Besides, if you capture the other tail beasts, your plan wouldn't have worked anyway. Why not, said Nagato. I released the Kyuubi when I was 12 thanks to Uzumaki seal. I was able to remove him a long time ago and send him away. You lie. There's no such seal that exists. Actually, there is. Ask Nagato. He's a Uzumaki, said Naruto. How did you know, said Nagato. I have the Uzumaki locating seal. I tried it out and there was 3 dots. 2 were with Orochimaru, and I saved one of them. The other is probably traveling around since Orochimaru is now supposedly dead. And the other one was Senju's Natty. She is a part of the Uzumaki clan after all, with her grandmother. And there was a 4th dot as well, that was extremely faded. So I guess I found that 4th dot. So what did you do to block it? Uzumakis were being hunted and killed. Before, I made my bodies. So I placed a blocking seal over mine. But I want you to answer me a question. How? How exactly are you going to find peace if war is still around, said Nagato? Well, I know that war is still around, and at this point it's unavoidable. However, I will never give up. In Purvis Sage book, the Gutsy Ninja he wrote of a student who inspired him, and that person was you, Nagato. There's nothing that will make me give up my dream of peace, even if it exists somewhere out there. I will grab it tight and hold on to it. I will never ever give up, and I'm sure he trusted you to find the same thing. However, you gave up, and you chose pain and destruction. Instead of you using your gift for making the world better, you used them for destruction. Why? How can you stand there right now and decide that you will never change, said Nagato? Because I already felt pain when my uncle died. He committed suicide right in front of my eyes to make sure peace remained in this world. The closest thing I had to a grandfather gave up his life in front of my eyes and entrusted me to protect the king, and told me to never fall off the path that I chose at a young age. So no matter what happened, I will never give up, because I will find this peace one day, and I will use it to bring peace to the entire world. Nagato sighed as Naruto felt the man building up chakra. As Naruto staggered for a bit as he got ready to fight. Why are you gathering chakra? You remind me of myself when I was younger. I wonder. No, I will. I'll entrust the remaining world to you, to make you find this peace you're seeking for. Because you have the proper ideal. As he unleashed his hands from his mechanical walker and placed his hands together. What are you doing, said Naruto. Nagato, you're using that jutsu, said Conan. He nodded towards her. Nagato, he's going to bring everyone back to life, she said, looking at Naruto. As the King of Hell emerged inside of Konoha, all around dead bodies were being hit by a green light. As they started to wake up, Anko and Snatty were shocked when Iruka and Shizune came back to life, scaring the hell out of them. As everyone realized their friends, their family, their loved ones were back, They started to celebrate as they were happy. Back with Naruto, Nagato, here turned white. He was dying. There's nothing harder than having to accept the death of a person you love. So in order to do that, we simply tell ourselves that they can't die. It's a false reality where we all wish we can live in. But sadly, that isn't the case in our world, and especially the current system that we live in. But Naruto, I truly believe you. You can do it. You can achieve peace. As the paper tree started to fade away, he looked over at Konan and gave her a last smile before his heart finally gave out. Moments later, as Naruto and Konan were standing there with Deva Path and also Nagato. So what are you gonna do now? Are you still returned to the Akatsuki? Naruto said. No, I'm done with the Akatsuki. I'm going back to the Hidden Rain. I'm becoming the leader and lead it into an era of true peace, like the original Akatsuki were supposed to do. I think you should destroy Nagato's eyes, said Naruto. That Fate Madara must want them for his plan to work, and he will come after you for them. You're right, she said. I will not let him take what belonged to Nagato, she said, as she removed his eyes with her paper, as his eyelids were shut, so you couldn't really see anything, as she destroyed them. Like Nagato, I too shall put my trust in you, Naruto, she said. He pulled that 3 from kunai as he gave it to her, just in case, he said. Thank you, she said, as she headed off. As Naruto went through hunting and summoned Shadow, before he could collapse, Shadow grabbed him. I take it that you won. Yeah, said Naruto, as he put Naruto on his back, as he took off towards the Leaf Village. As they made their way to see everyone, as Naruto slowly slid off Shadow. As he got to his feet, thanks, Naruto said. No problem, Shadow said as he went home. As every kid started to run up to him, as they all started to harass him with a bunch of questions. As Nade came there and cleared them away. Naruto, she said. Yeah? Can you see me, she asked. No, he said, as she took his hand and led him away. As all the people there were, well, they want to talk to the hero. He needs something right now. You guys will see him later on, she said, as she took him towards one of the medical tent that they had set up. As Naruto unsealed the ice from his bicep from the seal and gave it to her. 3 hours later, Naruto's eyes were bandaged up as he was lying down. You usually have to wait a week before getting used to the new eyes, but because of your body, it will take at least 3 days. So keep the bandage on. I'm going to move you to my tent with Jiraiya. He should wake up from the coma that he's in soon. So take it easy, she said. Thank you, Granny, said Naruto. Oh yeah, you don't have to call our allies to help. I placed a seal around the village before all of this happened. So once I'm back up, everything will be restored. Okay, she said, I won't worry about it. But I have an emergency meeting with the Fire Daimyo and the Elder. Apparently he got word that the village was destroyed. But he was told before it even happened. It was Danzo. He's trying to do this to get the Hokage's seat, said Naruto. He's gonna try and force it from you. Bring up the fact that he told the Fire Daimyo before it even happened. He would have to keep his mouth shut, because he wouldn't want to risk telling them that route exists same way. As Snappy nodded, well, he couldn't see her. Just take it easy, she said. Time skip. How much longer before we get there? We still have 3 days, Karu. That gives you plenty enough time to figure out why your breasts haven't grown, or why you're still single, and why you haven't get laid. Shut up, Amoy, she said, as she threw a rock after him, and don't worry about my breasts. And also, Samui is single as well, and she rejected everyone that came after her. Will you two be quiet and stop arguing like the kids? It's not cool, and it's giving me a headache, said Samui. Sorry, Samui, but she's right. You always reject all of the offers that you were giving. Have you ever been kissed by a boy before, asked Amoy. Yes, I have. Now leave me alone. We still have 3 days before we reach Konoha. Now let's go. Wow, Amoy, you actually got something out of her, said Karu. I know, and it's weird, he said, as he catch up with her, as she pulled out a necklace and looked at it. As a ghost of Kiyomi, Naruto's mother, appeared with a smile. It's finally time you two get reunited. As she disappeared. 3 days later, Karu, how could you do this? I didn't mean to. It was just a tiny rock. What do we do now? She asked as she was scared, as someone rolled her eyes at that. Let's go, we're only here for information on Sasuke Uchiha, the Akatsuki, and to tell the Hokage about the 5 Kage summit the Raikage requested. As they walked some more until they found a Jonin. What are Kumo Shinobis doing in the Leaf Village? I am Samui, this is Karu and Amoy. We were sent here to deliver a letter to the Hokage from the Raikage, Samui said. The man looked at them. Follow me, he said. I'll take you to the Hokage. Before we go, what happened here, Karu asked. The leader of the Akatsuki came and attacked our village. This was what happened before he was defeated, Jonin said. Whoa, your Hokage must be pretty strong if she was able to take out the leader of the Akatsuki herself. It wasn't our Hokage, she was focused on healing the wounded shinobi. It was one of her Jonins that is the strongest. She even admitted to herself, the Hokage, that he was stronger than her. Huh? And where is this person? Asked Amoy. No one knows. He hasn't been seen in 3 days. Lady Snally said that she will fix him. But we haven't seen him in 3 days now. Now, only one of you can come with me. I'll go with you, Karu, Amoy. Try not to cause any trouble. As Karu and Amoy nod as they walk around, until they came upon 3 girls talking. It was Sakura, Ino, and Hinata. As Ino and Hinata sigh a bit. Just face it, Sakura. Sasuke is never coming back to the village, no matter what you think. As Karu overheard that, she made her way. Hey, tell me everything you know about Sasuke Uchiha, she said, as she pulled her blade. Meanwhile, Karu finished talking to the Hokage as she gave her the letter and told her about the meeting. As she made her way, until she arrived and heard fighting. What the hell are you two doing? I told you not to cause any trouble, she said. I know, but they have information that isn't in the Leaf data books on Sasuke, and they refuse to give it up, so they will tell us by force. Meanwhile, Naruto slowly got up. As he released a long sigh, he took off the bandages, as he slowly opened his eyes that were still blue, until he changed them. As his Mangita had changed, eternal light, he said, as he now had the eternal Mangita Sharingan. As he got up, he felt a chakra spike. As he could feel who it was from Sakura, Hinata, and Ino, and he could feel 2 others that he didn't know who it was. Was this another attack? As he picked up his blade and rushed out without even putting on a shirt, as Naruto made his way and saw the 2 ninjas rushing towards Sakura, Ino, and Hinata, Naruto quickly jumped down and kicked Amoy's blade away. As he knocked Karu's blade down to the ground and placed his blade at Amoy's throat, and using Karu's own blade at her throat. All of them were stunned because it happened so fast. I'm just going to ask once, what the hell are Kumo Shinobis doing in the Leaf, Naruto said, as the girls were looking at his physique, because he was not wearing a shirt, and most of them get, well, rather dirty thoughts in their mind. We are here because we want information on Sasuke Uchiha, and we were also here to deliver a letter from the Raikage about the Akatsuki. They took his brother. Huh. Then you should have checked our shinobi records, then going after someone in the village and attacking. And I find it really funny that the Raikage want to get off his ass now. I mean, the Leaf sent a letter to him to deal with the Akatsuki, and he declined. Know that it's his brother. He wants to accept the offer. If it was me, I would reject it a long time ago. But knowing her, she probably already accepted, said Naruto. Don't disrespect the Raikage in front of us. I'll kick your ass. And second, that pink hair girl has information on Sasuke that is not in the records, said Karu. If you haven't noticed, you're completely at my mercy now. So, don't threaten me, said Naruto. Where did you get that necklace from? None of your business, Naruto said. I asked, where did you get that necklace from, said Samui. And I said, none of your business, Naruto said as he still was looking at her. As he felt her coming towards him. Naruto, watch out, said Ino. She came to an abrupt stop hearing that name. As she stopped, seeing that Ino spoke, Naruto, where have you been, she said. I had to get my eyes fixed. That is why you haven't seen me in 3 days. Naruto, said Samui. Yeah? And what do you want, Naruto said as he turned towards the girl finally. You don't remember me? No. Am I supposed to? She pulled out the necklace. As Naruto's eyes went wide. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if what's next part, if you already know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn bell notifications, stay posted. But I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace.